Okay, I'm not a professional, but I play one on the internet, and that's like being a professional. Welcome back to Going Green here on Music Free Gaming. I hope you're having a fabulous day, and today it's all about power. That's right. I'm going to set up a power plant. It's going to be fun. So let's get started on that. So the plan is actually fairly simple. So back around here, right, there's my villager farm, my villager breeder and all that good stuff. But if I make my way up this way, there's this lonesome hut, which is a real pain in the neck to get to, actually. Probably should have gone on it from the other way. But remember that lava farm I set up? Well, it's pumping lava all the way over here into this tank, which is, that's a nice tank. Let's not be too silly. But I think what I want to do here is extend this tank down well, I was going to say a little. Actually, I think I want to extend it down a lot. And basically give myself a little bit more lava storage, because I think that's going to be somewhat essential to this process. So the plan is I'm going to set up a bunch of these water wheels, and what I want them to do, okay, that's cool, but I think I want to put it back one. There we go. Something like that. Make sure this water gets sorted out right. But the idea is I'm going to use these water wheels to run the pumps that's going to run the steam plant. See, the problem I've had with steam plants in the past is that if you try to make them self-generating, they can lock up on you, and like if these become overstressed, your steam plant just dies and you can't get it going again. Not without a lot of work anyway. But if you come in here with, see if that'll go down there just like that. There we go. Okay, well that didn't quite do what I wanted to do, but it's close. But if you get, use a separate power source, in this case, I'm going to do water because it's super reliable. Then I can use that to power the pumps and everything will be awesome. Now, there is going to be a practical limit to how many pumps I can power with the water wheels and stuff, but I can push them further back this way and just add a lot more water wheels if I need to. The trick is just to be sure I'm pulling enough water out of the river here that it will keep the steam tanks full of water. This thing will generate 4,000 SU because I'm about to crank up the stress, I think. You know, and my life has been stressful a lot lately, so, you know, this should be, if I could just tap into the stress of my life to power all of this, man, we would have infinite power. And that would be awesome. I have what I hope is the beginnings of the plan, right? So they've got the water wheels that are generating some power, and it's going to be generating 4,000 SU. I'm going to connect that power over here to these pumps after I crank those suckers up to, I don't know, 256. I might have to. 256 RPM. That I think will keep up with the water tank here. And then what I'm going to do is, after I set up these blaze burners, right, just like that, I'm going to take a contraption of deployers that will push lava up into all of these. Okay? Now, how that's going to work and how far that's going to go, I am not entirely sure. But that's why we're here, is to figure out these little mysteries. No, we'll just do it this way. Okay. No, I think this is all going to make sense. Trust me, I'm a professional. Okay, I'm not a professional, but I play one on the internet, and that's like being a professional. Totally the same thing. Absolutely the same thing. I'm fairly convinced. So I've got this thing geared up so it's going super fast. This is the max speed, 256. And I've got it running now all the way over here to these gears. So what the plan is going to be, it's actually a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit simplistic maybe. But in order to plan ahead, what I'm going to do is, put these cogs in the right way. And those are examples of the wrong way. We're going to put them in the right way. Yeah, no, the right way. Basically, so that these go all the way over here to these pumps. Now, the reason I'm doing this like this is I can stick these in here to these pumps. And let's see, I think this might be... That might not be getting water in there. But the idea is that... Ah, there we go. Yeah. But the idea is that I can then replace these cogs with pumps all the way down as I need to, and everything's going to continue to spin properly. Okay. Now you can see this steam engine is starting to spin a little bit. This is pumping water out of this infinite water source to fill up this boiler. Now, it's not going hot and heavy because I need to feed these blaze burners. And that is going to be the next step. So the plan here is to use a gantry to run all this stuff to feed lava into the blaze burners. Now I'm going to connect it to the power that I just ran for, well, the spinny deals, all of this stuff, right? The pumps. I'm also going to use to power this. Now, theoretically, let's see, I need this to move... How far is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'll call it 20. It's needed to move 20, and I don't know if it's going to be forward or reverse. So we're going to test this with a lever. Okay, so just slap a lever on there. That's not a lever. No. Let's try an actual lever this time. Because... All right, that goes that way. Okay, and then it will eventually go back. I might have had to wait on that. Oh, right. Hey, you know what would be really cool? Is if I put a dealy bob here that said, hey, go back. Okay, so it'll come this way. And then it will go back. Cool. All right, nice. So that's how this is all going to move. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a storage vault right here. Okay. So let's go ahead and glue this together. So this is all going to glue. Those are going to glue. That's all going to glue to the vault. Okay. Cool. So now, in theory, again, if I hit this will all go this way, and then we'll all go back. Okay? Cool. And that will feed the blaze burners. But the way it's going to feed it is lava buckets. So what I need to do now is feed lava buckets into the vault. So the plan is that we're going to be able to put empty buckets in here, and that they will get dumped out. Actually, doesn't really matter. They don't have to be empty. They could be full. I'm kind of okay with that too, now that I think about it. So, okay, maybe I'll set up a different filter. But we'll get a spout here so that the lava will do its thing. Let's go ahead and reconnect that. So now if I put in a lava bucket, it'll spit out and immediately get sucked down here. Awesome. And if I were to put in an empty bucket, it gets dropped in, filled, and then immediately sucked down here. Now, once I put in the chute here, then those lava buckets will end up down here in the storage vault, and then should feed those things. Okay, cool. The trick is, how do we get all of this back up? And I think that's going to be a problem for a future day, but let's get some buckets and see if I can test this and see if it works. So while I've got lava buckets that are going to get fed down into this, I'm going to have a smart chute here that, well, that's all of the buckets. Cool. I'm going to have a lava bucket here that just pulls out one, right? Click and hold for amount. Yeah, any amount. Okay, cool. And then, so any empty buckets should get sucked down in there. So I think this is going to work out the way I want to. So if I have some regular buckets in there, then they'll drop in and everything should be awesome. This should start filling with those lava buckets, and then we'll see. In theory, and I'm fairly confident about this theory, I have 9 lava buckets sitting here in this vault. So if I trigger this dealy bob, it didn't do what I wanted to do, and in fact looks like it has poured lava all over the floor. And that seems like a really bad thing to have happen. So let's see if maybe I can clean that up and figure out what else I screwed up. Well, it's been a little while since I was working on this, and I found a solution. Turns out the deployer option for filling the blaze burners, yeah, buggy and doesn't work. So I ended up, let me free cam up here. I ended up using one of these cool little, boy, you can barely see it. One of these cool little arms that feeds the lava to these blaze burners. So when these guys get cold, it sucks in a bucket, feeds it to the blaze burner, and then the empty bucket gets refilled here. So I now have the beginnings of steam power. With the power plant at least well and truly started, it's going to need to grow, but this is going to be enough for now. I need a workshop, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this hill. Now the goal of the workshop is to basically take all of this stuff that I've got over there that's just slow and obnoxious and put it over here where it'll be fast and easier to use. But the problem I've got right now is there's a hill in the way, so let's do something about that. So this is going to be the workshop area, right? I've got this nice little walkway here, and I'm tapping power into my main steam plant. And I've got this rotational speed controller, so this thing goes really fast. Which is good because I want everything in my workshop to go very fast. It's like Sonic, but with a power hammer. I don't even want to contemplate what that would look like. But we'll get all of this in place, and then I can set up some nice and easy machines, theoretically nice and easy machines, so that I can, well, easily craft out everything I need to, at least using the create mod goodies. And there's the first machine for my workshop. Got myself a nice little saw set up here. I'm coming off the power, and I'm using belts and stuff, which is a little funky, I suppose, but I think this is going to look okay. So that's going to come out this way, and yeah, just throw something in there and it just gets thrown. Oops. Well, that's great. I forgot to leave the filter set. So now I've got some andesite bars. So that's cool. Now, the one thing I don't have is a way to turn this off, which I probably should have. And as I'm looking at this, I think the place to put that is going to be back here, which means moving my power out, which is fine. Which is absolutely fine. So let's go ahead and shift this just a little bit and get ourselves a nice little off switch. Okay, nice little off switch is in place. Cool, so we can turn that off. Yeah, the reason you turn it off, like, so when it's on, you can see we're using a little bit, like 1,000 SU. And when I turn it off, now it's not being used at all. Well, that's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it'll be nice to save what power I can when I need to. And that'll mean I won't have to expand out my steam system that quickly. You know what I mean? Now that the saw is done, I've added a nice little bit of deep slate here. I think that gives that a nice look. But I've got this nice little power strip, I suppose. I've got these belts coming up, spinning things this way. So I decided to take advantage of that and put the mechanical press over here. So what I can do is I can throw in some iron, turn the machine on, and it's just going to smash out with the iron and stuff on this side. So nice and quick and easy. And, you know, that'll be helpful for all sorts of things. So that's 2 machines down, and I've got a couple more to go. So I think the next 2 machines are going to come over on this side. It's been a couple of days because that's how time works. And I've added a few more things to my workshop. So I've got an auto crafter, which is cool. Pretty much the only thing I need to use this for at the moment is to create these things, these crushing wheels. We're actually going to end up needing those here in just a little bit. I've also come around and added a dicing station. So this uses the slicer, and I can either give it a knife or an axe, and it will strip and peel logs so I get the bark, or it'll slice veggies. It's really like a food processor with a conveyor belt. It's all sorts of awesome. And yeah, I think everything else is here. I've done a little bit of first pass at decorating some of these stations. I have one more I need to build, I realized, and that does require the crushing wheels. Because I don't have a crushing station, and I need to be able to crush things. So I think I'm going to set something up maybe over here, and then we'll get into all of the decorative fun. So here's my little crushing machine, and this is going to be great because I can just throw in some gravel. It all gets crushed. It can become sand and flint and clay. Cool. So I wonder if I dropped something else in there accidentally. In any case, it doesn't matter. I now have a nice way of crushing up anything that needs to get crushificated, which I am thrilled with. And then I can turn it off. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Cool. Well, I think that is the last of the equipment that I need. Let's get with the decorative nonsense. Well, the walls and ceiling are all done, and check out this ceiling. I went with checkerboarded birch logs, and I am in love with the ceiling. This is a great ceiling. I know it's weird. 100%. There is everything weird about this ceiling, but look how this fits with all the machinery and the diorite checker floor and all of this. And I've got some nice deep slate slab action going on as like support beams or something. This is great. And this just shocks me right here with all of this birch. That it's amazing. And I love it. And except for my doorway here, which I need to sort of get settled in, this building is, or at least the inside of the building, or the section of the building, or some part of the building is done. And I love it. I love it. It looks so good. And that is going to do it for the video today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And, you know, it's amazing what happens sometimes. You just play with blocks. It's cool. And if you enjoy playing with blocks too, or also playing Minecraft, both are cool. Like the video, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And until next time, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming signing off.